Nice.
You're not on the Ocho?
Imagine watching this live.
This is JD's podcast. JD's Rubber Boots podcast. We're gonna sit and relax and tell you all sorts of stories. Talk about life and little sports. You know we're gonna play some games. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah. 'Cause this is the podcast.
Is the Starbucks cookie your new podcast thing?
Yes.
This is like
Tradition.
week 3 in running.
Yes.
What happened to
it's
New
a comfort food
Jack
for me.
Masters?
New Jack Master. You can't peak early for New Jack Master.
We're like a month and a half away.
February. I'm like March. Then I start locking in.
You know why I brought up New
Okay.
Jack Masters?
Why?
To segue to our new guest, because that's what a professional host
that's
does.
True. You are better.
Wow. With us, ladies and gentlemen, making his, it's not a season premiere?
2020 debut.
2020 debut. Bump.
Hello.
Mr. Noodle.
Mr. Noodle.
Mr. Noodle.
That'll be on
What are
it.
you in for?
CFL free agency
Right.
frenzy.
So you don't do it like Trade Center where you're not on for 10
No.
hours.
We are online all day.
Is that the Farhanlology show or the Rod Smith show?
We have Matthew Shinetti,
Ooh.
and we have Dave Naylor, Davis Sanchez,
Does-
and Farhan Lalji live from Vancouver.
Does Shinetti have his photographer with him that walks around and he
Johanny?
takes the pictures in the shades and he posts them on his thing?
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
I think
the
it's-
CFL photographer.
Yeah.
Because every week Shinetti posts about 5 like slick
Only 5?
photographer shots of him like walking down the
I
sideline.
wish
Like
I had
anybody
that
wants
many
to see
pictures
that.
of me that it looked.
He's a good-looking guy. I appreciate
He is.
it.
I-
But would you, if you, so that's it. The Joanny, who's the CFL photographer,
Yeah, Joanny.
she just takes shots of him and
Yeah.
he
Sends it
downsold
to
him.
him.
Maybe I'll see if she can take pics of me at Grey Cup.
Yep.
I haven't had any good Shinetti dreams in a while.
Whoa, don't scrape my Converse.
I haven't had any dream. Did you have a dream last week, Stoff, that we never
I
got
had
to?
a dream of Shinetti.
Did you?
I had a dream. I had an awesome dream.
Did you hear that
Is that
stuff?
what you're bringing?
People in the park.
Okay.
playing games.
Can you leave now? Go do an update.
What's he talking
Oh my
about?
God. Jimmy asked if you had a dream last week, Stuff.
No, I didn't. I remember someone else said
I
they
did. I was
okay,
me. I had
there
a
you
dream.
go.
Oh, you?
Nurse Bon Home
What was
was
your
a
dream?
weird
Okay,
thing.
Lester.
It was weird.
What happened?
Well, I mean, no, I'm sorry. He was asking the question. I don't know.
Well, no, but I cared because it was Stoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You wanted stuff. Didn't you get that? I got that. And I've
Well,
only been
all I
on
will
once.
say, just very quickly, all I will say is somehow Tessa was working for Jay and Dan.
Oh, it was Nurse Bonhomie was in the
Yeah,
dream.
so she was working for Jay and Dan, and we were walking around. It was this building, and she was like emptying garbages and stuff. It was crazy. And I'm like, I was the whole time I was like, Tessa, what are you doing? And she's like, No, I just got to do this. I lost a bet or something. It was weird.
Do you have like dog tags on?
Dog tags.
Were you a nom?
No, I was not. No, this is
That's good. That's good.
He's got like it's cool actually. It's a chain.
It's a chain, but
it's got like a
pen-
dog tag thing.
It's got like almost a mini dog tag, but it's got
Is it a clock?
it's got
I
a
don't
cross
think it-
on it, and on the
I don't
other
find
side-
it mini.
It's Flavor Flav's clock. Really small.
Yeah, boy.
Because how would you actually tell the time? It looks like it's got clock
Well,
hands
it's
on
not,
it.
it's not. It's a cross, actually. Your eyes are brutal, man.
You really can't see this.
It's all,
I
that,
can't
it's all that light.
Like I would correct
It's
you,
years
but I
of
also
light.
can't see.
Welcome to the Rubber Boots Podcast. I wanted to get into something right away.
Why aren't we playing the one?
You are
the,
a guest, first
Yeah.
of all.
Sorry.
Exactly.
I just like the version where
I'm-
you say the host Jimmy, Jamie, or James. I like that
Oh,
version.
host
of the
Jimmy,
song.
Jimmy O. James.
Yeah.
Was that the new one this year?
I think that's
I
year
think that's
2.
Season
that's years
1.
3 actually.
All right.
Season 3.
Somebody had asked on the
Can we go back to that?
on the social media if they could go back to the
On the
what happened
social.
to the season 4 theme.
Okay, well we can do that.
So
Actually, only Stoff can do that.
Wow,
Lester.
I can't believe. Listen,
Technically.
I'm on.
amazing.
I'm on
I know,
the
he
pod.
talks
I don't.
more
I
than
don't.
you.
I don't
Stoff,
interrupt that
tell,
much. at
Tell
all.
me I'm wrong, Stoff.
Everything Bump has said is facts.
That's true. He is correct.
I like to get personal on the pod. You guys know that. I feel like I can share it with our listeners.
Yeah.
7 of them. And
Small eclectic group.
so I was sick a couple weeks ago, remember?
Yeah,
when I
you
came back
remember?
from Africa?
Yeah.
And Brooksy, she left the matrimonial bed.
Oh.
Yeah, she went to. So we have. She went to the other bed just because I was sick.
Right.
She wanted no part of that.
That's fair. I do that all the time.
So the other bed is a new bed. It was bought for my son like a couple years ago. Now he's off at university, so she's technically in my son's room, although it's kind of a guest room now. You know.
Right.
And she likes the bed.
Uh-oh.
So when I got healthy, Brooksy wasn't sure about coming back
Whoa.
to the bed.
So how long have you been healthy?
maybe a week or so. So now there's no problems in the relationship. So I went to visit her one night.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She came to visit me the next night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Last 2 nights back apart.
So
Has this been about 2 weeks now? Is this going into permanent separation status? And is that okay?
you're like Fred and Wilma.
Yeah, did they sleep in different beds?
Yeah,
Different
they did.
beds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Those were made out of rock.
It seems
too.
though that
That's true.
that
I'm very
seems to be
comfortable.
a trend for a lot of couples now.
I've heard it happening a
Because
lot.
Tanya and I have had a little bit of that too.
You've dealt with...
When she gets sick or I get sick,
Right.
I'll go to the construction room, we call it, it's a guest bedroom.
Stop the hammering.
And then I'm usually...
construction
I don't know why we call
that a
it
sexual
that.
term?
I don't know
You could
why.
write a song about that.
But that's what it's called. And I've been lingering in the construction room because I like a fan on, even
Right.
when it's this
Well,
winter.
look there's things...
There's different sleeping patterns and stuff.
Are you a snuggler when you sleep with your...
I know, I'm a heavy sleeper and I can snore sometimes.
Yeah.
And Tanya's
Yes.
a very light sleeper.
In the
so-
early years of a relationship, you want to spoon, you want to snuggle. Occasionally, when it's cold, that'll still happen. I think that's why Brooksy crept back in on the weekend. It was kind of a cold night.
Yes.
Do you not have heat in your house?
Looking for your
Not
body.
really,
heat.
for some reason.
Heat.
And but there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think if it gives you a better night's sleep.
I
If you're not
agree.
in a, if
As
one
long
of the
as you're
partners
still
snores,
finding time to have a sexual relationship,
right?
which is very
With you.
important.
But maybe it'll keep it fresher. Like when I crept over to her room the other night, it felt kind of like high school.
Yeah,
I was
you did.
sneaking in.
Yeah, like it's sort of like if you actually do go there, then it should be lovemaking time.
Oh, so you can't go there just to have a normal sleep.
No, now it's just
That's what you did?
I want a boom boom in the construction room all night, baby.
pretty good.
That's better than my song I sang earlier.
What was your song?
Say you, say me.
Lionel Richie.
Yeah, that was a line over.
Say it for always.
Yeah, we got it.
Good song.
Okay. Good.
Can you go now?
Okay, see you later, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's
been a pleasure.
been a bump. We'll see
Anyway,
you in
Christoph,
2021.
you and Nicole.
Christoph.
You and
Whoa.
Nicole. Any
Same bed.
Same bed.
Yeah, same bed.
Would you be open to separating beds?
Not particularly.
Do you guys have a similar sleeping style, though? Like, are you both light sleepers or both heavy sleepers? Or both?
She's a light sleeper. I'm a pretty heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
What's if I may ask, what size bed do you have at your home? Stuff.
It's a king size.
That's
if you must
it,
ask.
sir.
See, I only have
stretchy?
a queen.
Well,
you
see,
gotta have a
Brooksy-
King size
That's
was the
big.
best
Yeah.
investment you can
Yes,
make.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
King is
Yep.
necessary.
Gotta have a king.
Brooksy has the queen, and we have the king in our room. So it feels a little confined in there. You know.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Now, where does Jared sleep when he comes home?
Who cares?
Well, that's going to be a problem for him.
He sleeps in the other wing,
Oh, he's got an old, so he's got a different bedroom,
He's
the
got
loft.
his own wing.
the loft above the
Oh,
garage.
that's pretty
Nice.
Yeah, the west wing. West wing of the
pretty
household.
Is Martin Sheen there?
good. Now, have the kids?
Seriously.
Have the kid?
You haven't been on all year, and your jokes have not gotten any better.
Is Gracie aware of
Is
what's
that a
happening?
bad joke?
Yeah, Gracie thinks it's funny.
Okay, so she's not concerned.
She just says every day she's not coming back, Dad.
I would imagine that it would be nice. It'd be nice. It'd be nice for you guys to be able to stretch out, even in case if you're not sick one day. Maybe
Right.
say one night, "Hey, listen, you know what? I want to stay up for a little bit, and then I'm going to go in the other room and just stretch out."
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to reunite, but then I think it's going to be every couple of weeks when one of us needs a good night's sleep, it'll be a little trial evening separation.
I'm back now.
Notice.
We're okay with it, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of
You did a hip gyration
like our
there, too.
grandparents
Didn't he, when
kind
he
of
said
I think so.
reunite.
What are you talking about?
You did a hip.
Is this the Bump
Me
and
and
Run
Lester,
podcast?
Lester and I noticed you did a hip gyration when you said reunite
Yes,
in your
yes.
seat.
Like that?
Yes,
No,
yes.
no, it was a little
Like a
more. No,
shimmy?
It was a.
Edit point.
You're having a second conversation during the podcast, and you're referring to something that none of the listeners can see.
I referenced it by saying, if you could see this.
Oh.
Can we get that? Can we roll that back?
We do have.
We don't do that on this podcast.
Do we have
We
video?
might do a full restart here.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Have this guy on every week because it's job security for me. I know.
Yeah, you know that
People are.
you won't be the first to be fired.
People are.
I don't know.
Now,
Bump can sing.
Thank you.
That's true.
Let's get to the
right.
week that was.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Duffy and the Rubber Boots Podcast crew.
Since you're going to start talking anyway, do you want to tell us about your week, Bump?
Yeah, CFL free agency.
Thanks. Okay, let's move on. Lester. And I love the CFL, by the way. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, listen.
Nick Arbuckle.
Oh, you know what?
The Red Blacks back.
I do have.
That wasn't a free agent signing. Yes.
I went to a Raptor game with my middle girl, Aubrey.
Oh,
She
I
went
saw
to
your
her
post.
first
Saw that,
Raptor game,
I did.
and she got
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam's headband. He threw it to her.
That's awesome.
Did he throw it to her? Did he fling it? And
No,
did you,
he threw it to her. So
Was
we
she
were
wearing a jersey?
Yes, she was
Oh,
wearing his
Siakam?
jersey. Yeah.
You had good seats then, Abel.
Yeah.
Well, no, we kind of snuck down.
Oh.
Before the game, they were
Right.
doing their warm up. Snuck down, and we were in an area right before they go into the locker room. And I said to her, I said, go right there. They're not going to kick you out. You're a little girl.
Yeah.
I said, just wave to them. That's all you want.
How old's Aubrey?
She's 11.
So was
just-
she thrilled to get the sweatband?
She was.
Was it
she-
sweaty?
It was sweaty.
Did
She
you
goes,
watch
"It's
it?
sweat, Dad." I go, well, he's sweating.
Yeah.
She started to like basketball.
Is she,
a lot. She's
does
a
she
huge
play?
Raptor fan. Yes,
That's awesome.
she just started playing.
awesome.
Am I the only one who thinks about this when you're watching a sporting event, basketball, whatever it may be, football, when after the game they go hug somebody,
Yeah.
like in the crowd, and the person's like wearing a nice outfit or a suit, and you're like, I don't want to get hugged by that guy. I'm going to have sweat all over me.
Yeah,
But if they're a famous athlete, you don't care.
Really, though?
Yeah.
But somebody like Drake, who cares about his fashion, and he's there, and he's probably going to the
But he
clubs
does
after.
like the kind of the shoulder thing. And,
Yeah.
And he has
like
his
it's
lint,
sweaty.
lint roller
Yeah,
with
it's
him
got the
too.
He
roll.
probably has a guy with a change
carry
of
a
clothes
lid roller?
standing with a bag anyway.
I just wouldn't want to get hugged by a really sweaty guy.
no,
No.
You know,
no.
that's just a point.
He wears
It's a
the
little
heavy
point.
coats
Did you-
too. Heavy coats.
I never asked. Did you get any? I mean, I know you were with the NBA championship. You were doing court stuff. Did
Right.
you ever get drenched in the dressing room at all? With
No,
any champagne?
no. The champagne was all in the room.
Did it bother you that you didn't get any champagne?
No, not at all. I don't want any part of that thing. I did got some sweat on me. Like Freddie Van Vliet came to our set. No, and mind you, it's probably 20 minutes after they won. Since then, he was a little sweaty, but hey, I didn't mind. The championship's a whole different story, right?
For sure.
I'm just talking about your average game.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want anybody.
When you beat the
Sweaty.
Knicks 107 and 92,
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need somebody coming over and sweating all over you.
When they beat the Knicks, they're not that sweaty.
Had a big,
They've been sitting watching the fourth quarter.
big weekend. I don't get out much anymore. Went to the motion ball for Special Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah, how was
It's
that?
a big fancy ball. This is how bad Brooksy and I are. So, have you ever been to the Liberty Grand?
Yes.
So I am not familiar with the place. So I walk in, and you can kind of turn left or right. So we turn right, and we go into it's a big party hall, and there's 8 people there. So there's always like booths. It's kind of like a nightclub, and there's a DJ playing, and there's 8 people there. And it's
What time did you get there?
I'm going to
actually?
say 10, 15.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and
it's not
so I
late.
go to the bartender and like, what's going on? She goes, yeah, I don't know. It's really quiet. So we stood there for, I'm talking a half an hour, sipping on our drinks, going, wow, this is a disaster. So I said, I got to the washroom, go out, turn left. There's another half, like 5,000 people. So I don't know why everyone was.
I think you were in the club.
Because it was in a live band on one side,
Yeah.
and like a club on the other side.
Yeah.
Now, by the time we left, we ventured back into the club, and the club was packed again.
It would have been popping.
Because it was like midnight, but I felt like a little bit of a loser.
Did you see my girl Tessa Virtue?
I did not see your girl.
She was
Tessa.
there.
Was she?
Yeah.
I hung out with Jennifer Hedger, her husband Sean.
Nice.
Lovely couple. Jerry D was up there for a while. Yeah, it was a good. Time.
Were you there in any official capacity? Or
Jesse from Bar Down.
Oh,
our
Jesse from
man
Bar
Jesse,
Down, yeah.
he was there.
Oh, nice.
No, we were just having cocktails.
Oh,
having
so it was
fun.
just a party, just
Yeah,
to hang.
yeah,
You didn't
just
have to like
having fun.
host anything or
supporting
give any award.
the folks
You hear
at
that
Special
stuff?
Olympics. And then we went to a house party on Saturday night.
In the neighborhood?
Yeah, and there was by the way, Brooksy was a little drinky on the
was she
Friday.
feeling sexy?
And then the Saturday night, I thought, okay, she's not going to go 2 nights in a row. So it's a little house party. I'm going to guess 20 people there.
Yeah.
This is in your neighborhood.
Yeah, my neighborhood.
Nice.
Somebody celebrating a landmark birthday. And I hadn't seen the people in a while, a lot of old hockey parents and stuff, so it was great reacquainting. And then they started doing tequila shots.
Oh, I like it.
And I had to go home for a second. There was a little mini emergency with the dog at home, so I went home for like 10 minutes and came back. And Brooksy had like about 7 tequila shots empty in front of her.
Oh, God.
And the party had become Brooksy.
Brooksy, yeah.
Now, the teenagers, they have teenager kids around the same age as mine. We're having a party downstairs. So like
Yeah.
maybe 10 teenagers.
Yeah.
And
Brooksy.
Brooksy got invited to the teenager party because the teenagers were like, you're fun.
Yeah.
And you look young. You shouldn't be up here with these folks. And
Exactly.
she's like,
Brooksy loved that.
He's like, Jammer, I'm going down to the teenager party. And then I was like a dad. I had to go down and say, Brooksy, we have to go now. One more song.
That's awesome.
That's the life I deal with.
Yeah, that's good.
Anything else this week? Oh, I want to.
What bed did you sleep in that night?
I'm not going to say. I like to keep some stuff personal with the family.
You actually said earlier in the pod. Can we roll that back? he said he likes to say personal things. You said that.
Parasite, first talked about on this podcast.
I was going to mention
I have
that.
to give you credit.
Wins the
Unbelievable.
Academy
First?
Award for Best Picture. Yeah, we were first to it about 2 weeks ago.
I never heard of it. So
It's probably released 6 months ago.
I had never
It
heard of
did
it
blow
until
up thanks
last
to the
week.
pod.
William McAvoy on Twitter, Rubber Boots Pod, told me about Parasite before the Oscars made it popular. They should have gotten on it. Honorable mention.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I heard that guy had a party, the director.
Oh yeah,
He was like drinking all
great.
night or something.
Till morning.
On
What a legend.
On that note, I compiled just before the show because Puffy had challenged me last week, saying when I said that I'd watch more subtitled films than porn films in my life.
No
He
way.
said you've never watched more than 3
No way.
subtitled films.
3.5 is where I set the line.
All right, I compiled. This is a quick list, so this is probably not a tenth of what I watch. La Vita El Bella, A Beautiful Life,
Okay.
beautiful movie, tragic movie. Run Lola Run. Everybody's seen Run Lola Run. Amazing subtitled German film.
Really?
The Lives of Others.
It's a good one.
City of God. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
City of God is subtitled.
Pan's Labyrinth.
So
Love
you've
that
only
film.
seen all the
La
movies.
Femme Nikita.
You're just
Amelie.
naming like
Cinema
Academy Award.
What about
Cinema Paradiso.
what about A Tu Mama Tambien?
Et tu m'avais tant bien? I've seen that
great
one.
movie.
Yes, that's an awesome movie. That's the one with the 2 kids and
Yep.
the girl in
And
Mexico.
the older lady, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Mamacita.
What's his name? He's actually popular. He actually got into more mainstream movies.
Oh,
One
like
of the
Water
guys
for
in that-
Chocolate? Lester, have you just tuned us out?
I was just thinking that we should hear Puffy's list.
Lester told us that he was going to get in touch with the
Oh, come on.
a closed captioning representative.
Which
He was
I
gonna
did.
Perfect.
He
have
was
a
very
guest,
confident from what I remember.
and
Yes.
ask
He was
us
gonna
how
do it
they
right
did
away.
how they did closed captioning for porn. How did that go, Lester?
Here is what happened. I called my friend who works for the captioning company.
Mm-hmm.
She says at one point they were talking to an adult film company about doing it.
Oh,
And they had some type of tentative agreement in the place, but then they pulled out.
Oh,
So they could not.
is that
good
what she
joke.
said?
what was that? What was that review you were talking about, Christoph, about our podcast?
Oh, our podcast being reviewed on iTunes?
So it was another bright-eyed Dougie bad review that
Yeah,
you got?
it was.
It's labeled 2 old men. Ooh. 2 old men desperately wanting to be frat boy teenagers. This is a 1-star review. That's not wrong.
That's fair.
Pretty
I don't
fair
know how
Take
that's
that,
one
Puffy
star
and
though.
Lester.
And who's the? Yeah, it's Lester and Stoff, right?
Is that's
no,
who
I
we're
think he's
talking
talking about Bump and Lester.
That's
Wow.
right.
Bump and Roddy.
I'm fine with that.
It's sad and pathetic.
That's aggressive.
That's it's kind of true as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
James even spent an entire episode calling the emergency room Merge, like a 14-year-old girl would do.
A popular 14-year-old girl.
Someone who's got lots of friends.
When
Yeah.
did I do that?
You never
I
did
don't
that.
remember.
I've
I'm
never,
an extensive
I've never
listener to
used
the pod.
I've never used the term merge in my life.
Yes.
Emerge, I might have said.
I think it
Nudge.
could have happened like in one of
Well,
your many hospital
yeah,
tales,
you had one of those-
but I would never say
I don't
merge.
think you would.
but
I
even
don't
if you
think so.
did, what's the big
Yeah,
deal?
And also, is he on like
Like, you
season
shorten
2?
But I would have made fun of him if he said merge, and I never did.
That's odd.
So I don't think it happened.
Maybe
Right,
it was
I
with
dug
your
it.
black finger incident.
By the way, we should say we're not encouraging people to write bad reviews so
Yes.
that we will read
We're
them
gonna-
on
we're
the
gonna-
air.
We're going to start reading the good ones
Well, yes.
when they start piling in.
When we get one, we're going to
twelve.
read
There's
it.
equal
Hang on.
opportunity.
We're going to read it.
Hang on,
and you'll
I'll
get
do
a
one
free
for
book
you.
from Jimmy.
How do I write a
Jimmy,
good review?
Jimmy will give.
I get a
his
free
new
book?
His new book.
Do I really get a free book?
New book.
Yeah, it's in the mail.
Book is coming out in the fall.
It's in
Very
the-
exciting.
Is it?
I'm almost there.
Is it? It's
Few
coming
more-
out in the
few
fall.
more
Will you be
chapters
giving
left.
out new books?
I will. I'm excited about this book. This is going to be the best book I've written.
Your first one was your best
I
one.
was asked to write the forward.
It was good. I felt like I knew you better.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You don't have to raise
Will
your
you
hand.
be sending the people that won books in the past that you haven't sent to the new book or the book you promised them? That's good right there, right? That's season 2. If that's
pretty
not
good.
season 2, I don't know
That's
what
pretty
is.
good. Has anybody won on fandom? Does fandom still exist?
I don't know. I think
Fandom?
we bought high on fandom.
Are you
Hello?
out there?
I see you do
Nothing
that.
without us.
We were
Remind-
really pumping his
Reminds
tires.
me of a very funny part on the Oscars when what's his name, James Corden and Oh,
Yeah,
they were
the
actual
Cat Amy.
I never
They were-
saw that bit. I just saw
they were
like
dressed as
gifs.
cats, and they're like, the winner is, and then they have the seated mic, and they're
Yes,
That's pretty good.
that was good.
is
The Josh
Better than the
Josh
movie.
Gad when he was making fun of John Travolta
Yeah.
before introducing Idina Menzel was
That's pretty
hilarious
good.
too.
yes.
Anyway, why don't we get to something called Things That I Saw on Twitter?
Oh, nice.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Did you have time to print that out for me, Stoff? My phone's dying. But
What's wrong? You're having all kinds of trouble with your phone.
yeah, I'm having some technology issues today. Hey, here we go. Things that I saw on Twitter. Oh, by the way, are we doing your XFL picks again this week?
Absolutely. We're
Dun, dun,
red hot out of week one.
Okay, so remind me at the end of things I saw on Twitter to do your.
I wanna bet
Well,
on
how did you
XFL.
do in week one? Should we wait to
We'll wait
build
for
up the drama?
major unveil, yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Trump tweets out a Curb Your Enthusiasm clip without understanding the context. I guess Larry was wearing that MAGA hat in the first episode of the
Yes.
season, and Trump thought it was a supportive thing, but in reality, Larry was wearing it to keep people away from him.
Exactly. It's very funny.
I love that. Dragon player swears in sideline interview. Do you have that sound stuff?
Yes, I do.
All right.
What happened?
I don't know. There's just a lot of chatting after play. We're trying to make some stuff happen, and they're doing a little extra pushing and shoving. We're trying to get our job done. They're just
And they literally cut out the sound right after that, so just a little missed.
You don't think that's what Vince is trying to do to get some
No.
headlines week one? He probably
I
wouldn't.
don't think he minded that. Like,
Yeah. Why would you
slip
not?
of
It's on the Rubber Boots podcast now.
Exactly.
Speaking of the Dragons, is that the Seattle Dragons?
That's my team.
That's right. Have you adopted a team yet, Puffy? Did you wager at all in the
Barrett
XFL?
and I were gambling on the XFL this week, and we jumped on board with the Vipers franchise from Tampa
bad
Bay.
move.
They did not do well, did they?
And then Barrett's like, these guys suck. We're changing. So we're open to suggestions, but we are leaning towards Dallas.
Come on the Dragon train, buddy.
No, we're Seahawks fans, so we don't want to.
Well, don't you want that 12th man advantage all year long?
Do you know CenturyLink, by the way?
Yeah.
The home of the Dragons and the Seahawks.
Well, it's the home of
and
the Seahawks,
Sounders.
okay?
Sounders.
The Sounders, and then, of course, the
It's
Dragons.
going cashless. Start this weekend. There will be no cash in the stadium.
What do you mean? You
no
can't
money.
do that?
What do you
Yeah,
guys think
Vegas
about
does that.
No money.
What do you
Right, Golden-
Vegas does that? I give
Golden
money
Knights
to them
goes
all the time.
cashless, doesn't it?
No.
What are you talking about? There's
All right,
money
see
all
you guys
over
later.
Vegas.
Why would you go cashless?
I think that's the world. I've gone cashless for like 5 years
But
now.
say you just have a lot of money.
Ever try to get me to pay back something?
Sure, you tend not to have cash around.
No, I just not. But I'm not one of those
Well,
guys.
guess
I
it's
just never
fine,
have cash.
But then say the machines go down. That happens sometimes. Technology
happen.
loses.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
on the way to Jay and Dan last night. I stopped for gas, and they were cash only because their system was
Wow.
down.
Wow, boom.
Well, they did it at
Way to go,
Oktoberfest
Dragoons.
the last couple of years at one of the fest halls at Oktoberfest in Kitchener.
Oh, yeah?
Cashless. You have a wristband.
So
And you
you-
fill up.
You pay.
Stoff makes a great point.
Like you go to
Yeah, so you just go and it comes off you, and it has a running total, and you can fill it up at regular.
But again, I
machine.
ask, what if the technology goes down?
It never
I
did,
hate
so
that.
I kept drinking.
Riots.
Hey, you're just one of those like white.
Listen, I'll say this. I will say this. Just to close this loop on the cashless, and that's not way because I'm thinking in a certain way. But to be be honest, cashless is not going to work on the street, and I'll leave it at that.
You should never
yeah.
say to be honest.
What is
Because
that?
that would refer that you're not
dishonest.
being honest the rest of the time.
That's right.
It's a good little vocabulary
Yep.
lesson for you.
That
Thank
is.
you very much.
take that with you.
To be honest, I love you. New Tyrannosaurus species found in Canada.
Really?
This is from the Edmonton Journal. A fearsome lizard with a name meaning Reaper of Death is the first Tyrannosaur species to be identified in Canada in 50 years, say researchers with the University of Calgary and the Royal Tyrrell Museum, which I've been to, by the way.
Is it good?
Yeah, because it's right in the middle of the Badlands. Have you ever been to the Badlands in Alberta?
Is that
it's
from,
like
like
you've
the
left
Bruce
in-
Springsteen song?
It's like you've left another country. The Badlands,
There is a
it
Bruce
doesn't. It looks
Springsteen.
like you're on another planet.
Really?
The Badlands, or in Dakota.
Is that where
Dakotas,
the dinosaurs all were? In the Badlands?
I'm guessing so because that's where they have the museum.
Because Alberta had a lot of dinosaurs, right?
Didn't Stoff ask you to do a dinosaur hypothetical for him this week?
Yes, he did.
Should we go right to that?
Puffy's hypotheticals, who really gives a crap? All the ladies want to hear is the Rod Smith recap. Blah, 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 blah. Roddy is the best. The best.
I had a few readers again asking for Roddy. We really got to get Roddy on.
Yeah.
You want to go run into the room?
You want me
see
to
if
get
he
him?
wants to come on?
Go
That
tell
would
him
kick
to
you
tell me.
off.
Yep.
No,
See if he's got
I'm
5
not
minutes.
I
See if he's got 5
leave.
minutes.
He has 5 minutes.
5 minutes to come on.
Go. See if this is
Do you want me? Do you want me to
Yeah,
go? I'll
you
go.
can still come back. You guys can share a mic. It's Bump.
Okay,
He's now our go boy.
Does that door lock?
Bump, get me a donut.
So
what is it?
So my hypothetical is
It's brought to you by the our friends at the Weimar and idrinkcoffee.com. I have not been good with the sponsor mentions lately.
if I paid you $500 million,
$500 million.
$500 million, would you be willing to live in the world with dinosaurs? So like dinosaurs,
It's our world right now.
well, our world, but now there's dinosaurs thrown into the mix.
Like how rampant are they?
They're everywhere. They're like dinosaurs, what they were before. They're on the streets. They're in the
So
forest.
they're crushing buildings constantly.
Yeah, I mean those the big pterodactyls are coming down, just picking people off.
But would they just purge society within a few weeks? Do you think?
You think it would take? You think it would be that quick?
We would just.
There's like 6 billion.
I just need to
people.
know the rules. Like, are
and we
get-
can fight back.
Yeah,
We
or
can
the
shoot.
military, we'd get rid of all the dinosaurs because that's what we'd kill them all, and then
Oh,
you'd
yeah,
have 500 million.
true.
So let's take that out. Just say that they exist. There's a fear of dinosaurs every time you're going on the street. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So okay, so we can't
I
can't purge
didn't
the
think
dinosaurs.
this one through.
Have you ever
We
thought
would
one
murder
through?
the dinosaurs pretty quickly.
I like the one from season 2 where you do you sleep with your mother-in-law in your wife's body or your wife in your mother-in-law's body. You thought that one through?
Well, that one is also not possible. So yeah, you can't kill the dinosaurs, but they can kill us. I guess that's not
You're not
fair.
supposed to ask questions.
I'm working my way through this one.
All right.
This one, Bump. For $500 million, would you live in a world with dinosaurs?
Where's
Yeah.
Roddy?
Roddy is taping something on set.
Oh, he is working.
And yes, I would.
You would.
You would.
Yeah, easily. You
Even
can
with the
protect yourself
fear
with
of
500 million.
What would you build, like a Jurassic Park type fencing around your compound?
I would definitely
500
live in a
million.
castle, and it would have a really cool drawbridge.
Yeah, you want
A
a
moat.
moat.
Yeah, you would have
want
to
a
build
moat.
yourself up.
Moat. But then I'd be worried about the pterodactyls. They
That's
seem
the
to be
one.
that-
That's
yeah.
the wild
More
card.
than-
Put netting.
more
The
than,
pterodactyl is the
netting
wild
above
card.
the
above
premises.
netting.
Like an awning.
Yeah,
You need an awning.
true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or you
Then
just
you'd
pay
be
them off.
fine.
Just try Siri. Do you have pterodactyl awning?
Could you fly on?
You could make a lot of money.
Like if you put a rope around them and like a saddle, do you think you'd be able to fly on there?
I can't see why not.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
This is right out of Game
With the
of Thrones.
saddle, you could ride on
Pterodactyl
anything.
awning?
I think so. Yeah.
I couldn't find any matching places.
No.
Hold on. Is it pterodactyl or
I said pterodactyl.
No, it's
but you didn't hear
pterodactyl.
me.
Yeah, I thought it was pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. I said
The P is silent. Silent P.
So
Grammar
everyone
lesson,
would
vocab
live
lesson.
in the dinosaur world.
Yeah. And then you get bit and you end up in Merge.
And we just lost the listener.
Oh, my God.
I gave them one more chance.
I don't think I would be worth the risk. Because you're walking down your puppy gets eaten by a little raptor, and then next
Yeah, the
thing you know,
raptors would be tough when you're on the
Wow,
street.
very much
Yeah. I don't like Brooksy's chances.
I just travel in one of those little balls like they had in Jurassic World.
The balls got smashed.
Probably
by
it'll
the-
only cost you
Buy,
You can afford one of
buy
those,
the whatever osaur,
T-Rex,
that big
wasn't
one
it?
the one they concocted in the
Oh yeah,
lab.
the
Well,
one
that's
that
the
was
thing.
two
You wouldn't
different
have.
dinosaurs.
You wouldn't have any of those. The ones that they made.
No, it's
Yeah.
traditional,
Totally traditional
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
So like
And
a
a lot of them are
raptor,
just the ones
raptor
that
can't
get
destroy
grass.
that thing. There's no way they're too small.
Yeah.
You're safe from the raptors. They might knock you around a bit, but eventually they'll let you.
Well, my question is this: if we're talking about dinosaurs being on the 407, what lane do you drive in then?
Dude, if there's dinosaurs on the 407, I'm not paying to use that highway.
Oh, that reminds
could
me
afford
of
it, though.
somebody else wrote this week on the Rubber Boots Pod Twitter account, and it was video of somebody going down the wrong lane of a highway, and the guy just wrote, "I think Brooksy was onto something," because they were in the other lane. So yeah, I'm trying to find it. Stuff's
You're
gonna have
going
to
the
edit this,
wrong way.
Edit this down.
Edit point.
I didn't find the tweet. I found one from Ben Hoyt that says, "I'm an ENT surgeon in Fredericton, I have no idea why I listen to the pod, but I do. Thank you, Ben. As an ENT, I am a vertigo expert. You guys clearly are not vertigo experts. I'd be happy to be a guest on the pod.
Let's have him.
To give you some learning. He actually added a D in there, learning.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good, though. And he
call
can
him
teach
up.
us all about emerges.
we talk about vertigo?
My father-in-law still has it.
We talked about vertigo last week?
Yes, we did.
I have no recollection
You were
of
on the
that.
show.
What does ENT mean, surgeon?
Ear, nose,
and throat.
Ear, nose, and throat
Emergency?
specialist.
Oh.
No.
Yes, your nose and throat. Yes.
You were gonna
What did you say?
something else.
What did you say?
Emergency nocturnal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I think this guy's a dinosaur.
Do you want to give your...
Can we call him this guy?
not right now. I don't have his
Yeah,
number.
let's cold
Cold
call.
call him. That'd be awesome.
He'll be super badass.
Did you want to give your XFL picks? Did we have a theme for that
Of course.
Just
Dun,
doing it
dun,
again at the...
No, we do have the theme from last week.
yet? Okay.
Oh. Stop XFL picks.
There's a brand new league on the scene. Stoff is going to pick him. He's had his dream. He's a visionary when it comes to football bets. So listen up. Good?
That was it.
It looks like that sounds like Survivor, the theme from Survivor.
It did.
Did actually.
Is somebody getting voted off today? Am I getting voted off
The
today?
Survivor show.
Today and every day of the day after that.
Jeff Probst
there another
is going to have
Survivor?
a word.
XFL picks. Well, how did you do last week? How many? You picked 4 games.
I picked 4 games, and I nailed one of them.
Which one did you get right?
25% rule.
It was the second game of the weekend.
Was it a full-out win, or did you just cover the spread?
It was a win and a cover. So but
right.
the other ones,
They've
not
spreads.
so much.
All right, so 25%.
But
That's
I'm
not bad.
confident that I'm going to flip it, and this week
All right,
I'm gonna
what do you
go
got?
3 for 4.
What do you
but
got,
I won't
kid?
tell you which ones.
All right.
All right, so we got the
Is
NY.
this the new risky business with stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Miss you, Schulte.
All right, so we got New York at DC. Both teams played well last week. The Guardians D look phenomenal. I'm going New York plus 5 points.
Okay.
Then you got the Vipers at my Seattle Dragons. Obviously, I'm a little biased, so I'm taking Seattle plus 2.5.
All right.
We got the Dallas Renegades at the LA Wildcats on Sunday. Both teams coming off of ugly losses. Dallas was the only home loser, and they'll look to make things respectable. I'm looking at them by 4.5 points. And then St. Louis Battlehawks at the Houston Roughnecks. I'm taking the Roughnecks by 8.
Wow.
Did you see LA fired their defensive coordinator after 1 game?
Seriously?
Wow.
Yeah. How
I
bad?
have no,
Pepper
I have
Johnson.
no
It was
confidence in
Pepper
that team.
Johnson, former Giant.
Wow.
Who's the head coach? Is that
essentially
Jim Zorn?
What did they lose by?
That's
They
a
lost
fair shot.
37 to
big.
17.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, they lost big that one. That's the one I watched.
I'm just now. You guys just got me reading. I don't know if it's because I'm just disinterested in the pod this week, but just
You're the
reading.
host.
I'm reading all the mentions for the first time. Matt Kasanoff says, "Is it possible NyQuil doesn't even treat sickness, but is instead some kind of wild dream drug?
Potential.
Always an exciting sleep on the quill." He's right. I have my craziest dreams on the quill.
The quill. That's that what we
The
call
quill.
it? The quill.
Did you get that from
Sometimes you have
Merge?
too much quill and you go to merge.
That's the street name.
Yeah, interesting.
In all seriousness. Now I'm totally self-conscious.
To be honest, in all
the
seriousness.
XFL is very, very heavily bet. It's a lot
Was
of
it?
focus. focus
Hey,
on
Lester, how did we do? Did it
Really?
do okay on the ratings wise on the
You
weekends?
know what?
'Cause it's on the
didn't get a
TSN
chance- I
network.
didn't get a chance to look, but I can tell you this: I have a lot of people that mentioned to me within my family.
It's hard when you don't know the players and the teams.
No,
and
but
you-
just-
You got to
just-
pick
but-
up players. Andy Murray was the quarterback of the
Aaron Murray.
Aaron Murray, also a player that was.
Andy Murray. He
He
retired
also
from tennis.
Andy Murray
threw
retired
2
from
picks in that
tennis.
game.
4-time Grand Slam champion Andy Murray.
Damn it!
Quarterback.
you know what?
Sounds
English
so
Grand Slam
dumb.
champion,
Eli
quarterback,
Rogers, though.
DFL,
Eli
XFL.
Rogers, former Steeler, had a good game.
Yeah.
I finally realized the reason we had bump here today. Nick Taylor winning at Pebble Beach
That's
on
true.
the weekend, and
I watched.
We were very excited. I watched every second of that, didn't you?
I was watching some of the
riveted
Golf
to it.
Channel coverage, and then there was a half-hour break where I couldn't watch anything.
That's true. There was.
And then it was back on the TV.
You know what made me happy? Did you hear
Canadian winning?
You know how Phil's got his people, and you know the gallery's cheering for
Yeah.
Phil. So there was
Understandably
one
so.
loud guy in the gallery, and I don't know if you heard him because the mics are pretty clear on this thing, and there wasn't huge galleries at Pebble. So when Phil made a putt, the guy's like, "Come on, Phil, you got this guy, right?" And then on the next hole, Taylor missed, and the guy said, "It's only Pebble Beach. It's only Pebble Beach, Nick. It's not like it's an important tournament. It's only Pebble Beach." Like he was trying to rattle him.
Wow.
And 2 holes in a row, clearly the same guy, the same voice. And so the whole time when Nick chips in at 15, I was like, screw you, buddy. Let's hear you now. I wanted to fight him. I wanted to fight him through my TV, and he was a faceless voice out there.
You know what? Well, let me ask you this. I mean, I've never been to a live golf thing, but isn't that very inappropriate for him to heckle a guy to that degree?
Yeah, but that's drunken, and that's sort of Phil fans. No offense to Phil, like Phil's kind of the everyman that like him and everything. Although I would love the Phoenix Open is kind of like this.
Yeah.
But don't you think there should be take the Phoenix Open one further step? There should be a tournament where you can just yell whatever you want at whatever time. Like in their backswing, like the guy in Happy Gilmore.
You suck.
You suck.
You jackass.
Don't you think like that would separate? Because some guys can't handle it, right? Some guys, if you hear a camera frame. So, but if you could yell whatever you wanted at whatever time.
The only thing
you know all the guys in his backswing.
Isn't that a little bit dangerous?
Why?
Because if these guys, like, all of a sudden you get in the guy...
you're snap hooking one into the gallery.
If you're going to be in the gallery and you're going to say things, that's part of the deal you sign up for.
I guess that's kind of like, you know those, like, those rally races where they're, like, on the dirt, and then, like, the fans are literally, like, 10 feet, like, they're, like, that's right stupid. There. And then the car wipes out. It's like it's going to take out 47
people.
It's happened.
But I would like to see a golf tournament like that. They have to be reasonable. You can't swear at the guys. It's a television program. But you can yell and try and hex them any way you want.
Isn't that what the Phoenix Open is?
No, but they it's only on one hole for
16.
On 16.
16.
Maybe bleeds into 17.
Yeah.
But they are loud all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nuts. I went there the year that the Super Bowl was in Phoenix. I probably talked about it on the pod. So I spent a day on the 16th hole. And the two things I remember are...
I'd like to go.
There was about 12 Saskatchewan Rough Rider jerseys. Like spread out through the crowd. That was weird. And just also how funny they were because they said
where they're from.
They're not just chanting, like they chant original slams. Like Mickelson was going bald. I didn't realize he's got a bald spot.
Yeah.
And so when he's walking up, they're chanting bald spot, bald spot. I never heard that. Wow. I didn't even notice it
they
before.
do their research, man.
Yeah,
what I think should happen here is that we have the AEW, which is the All Elite Wrestling run by the Khan family, and they should start the XPGA.
Right.
To rival
James Conn?
To somewhat rival.
You could have another tournament with dinosaurs. Imagine that.
This for the win. Oh God, he's dead.
No!
A pterodactyl's got him.
His arm. He ripped off his arm in mid-swing.
And actually, Pebble would be a good place for that.
Yeah.
Because you can see the pterodactyl coming over the horizon.
And you can't awnings. No awnings at Pebble. There's
This
nowhere
is
to
the
put it.
best idea since Murder Island.
Would you be willing to play that event if the winning purse was like?
I feel like people are
$1
missing
trillion
my flapping of my pterodactyl wings.
This is more gyrating as far as we're concerned.
Is that bigger than a pterodactyl?
What I'm doing?
Yeah.
No. A pterodactyl would have like 3 times this wing.
absolutely.
They're that big?
They're massive.
they're that big.
Oh man, that would be scary.
Didn't you see the pterodactyl wings they had on the Flintstones? Look how big they were.
It's a cartoon, and
But that would be awesome.
that's all
Like
to
Kevin
that was all,
Streelman's about to like putt off the fringe on 18, and boom, pterodactyl takes him.
Yeah, it would be pretty good.
Hurts his FedEx ranking.
I would want to see that live.
And he's dead.
What's
He's
And he
also
ends
dead.
up in Emerge.
That's right, in Merge.
Ready to putt.
Oh no, pterodactyl's got him. It's a disaster. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jim Nantz is good. He would nail the call.
He would be awesome at it.
Then he gets taken away by a pterodactyl.
Would they do
Oh,
that
that
though?
would not
Would they
be
be
good for
very
the
calm?
You'd have to
Would
put
they
a
be-
big awning.
What?
Would they be very
to protect
calm
Jim.
when they
Oh,
did
Jim
that?
Nantz would. Jim Nantz would be like, yeah, he would.
Give me
nail
a
the
little
damn
Jim Nantz. I'm trying to.
All right. Let's send it over at 15 right now.
Is that Johnny
Yes.
Cash or Jim Nantz?
Oh, it's
Over at 50.
Over at 15, Jordan Spieth.
Oh, that's
good.
Jim Nantz.
Yeah,
That's good. That was good.
He nailed it.
Just cracked back into the top 50. Needs this for birdie to move within 3 of the lead. Oh dear, that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. He's taken off an arm. Jordan Spieth will now play left-handed. He's got it to 3 feet. Nick?
That's pretty good. Pretty good, Jim.
Bravo.
Nicely done.
You could do golf.
I should be doing. I do golf.
But I mean, like play-by-play.
Sometimes at the Masters, when
Sometimes you do
when Mr. Noodle he slides me over, like I'll get to do like one putt. I'll talk before I let the real commentators take over because we have 4 hours of bonus coverage of the Masters.
Really?
When you're running around the course, which this year with 4 Canadians, you'll be all over the place.
Yes.
Yes, it's very true.
Puffy, this will be Puffy's greatest test at the Masters.
That's right.
That's right. Will you be able to focus and burn
running
down
around?
Yeah, we should explain. So at the Masters, listeners, Puffy is out there with a camera operator, and he's shooting all the Canadians because they don't always show all the Canadians on the Masters. Meanwhile, I'm on the air. We have those bonus feeds, and I bounce back and forth between them. Maybe this year I'll just do all the play-by-play. We'll just kill the sound.
I know, we should kill the sound.
Why wouldn't you?
So what
do it like
You'd
that.
be really
I would
good.
love to hear you do play-by-play for golf. I think it'd be absolutely fantastic.
this year, what will Lester and I be doing at the Masters?
You guys will also be. You'll be
Making
at the
us
house.
making us sandwiches.
I will say this
Well,
for
I'm
I
down.
will
You make a pimento cheese.
I will
sandwich?
I
say
can
this.
make a pretty mean Sandy.
I think we're done because we got to get out of here.
we got a
Puffy and I
meeting
got to get to a meeting. We got to do a hockey game tonight. I felt like that's 2 straight weeks we've been very loose.
Yeah.
Can Stoff fix it in post?
Yes. Hopefully.
And of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors, idrinkcoffee.com. edit, point.
Why, Mara? Stoff, can you take out, I think just as a challenge this week, could you edit this podcast and it's as if Bump wasn't there?
That's so hurtful.
I don't know how much will be left given the times he was talking over everyone else.
Exactly. That's why I do it, so you can't take me
It's
out.
a very smart
Very
approach.
It is.
yeah.
Well done.
Thanks for listening. We'll try to be tighter next week for you. Are we still off air right now?
We stopped podcasting for a while there.
How are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask ya. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Oh, I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. And I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank or the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Do you really like the dunk tank at the fair? Dunk tank.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?